Hello everyone, welcome back to Previnsta, and for this video we are going to discuss about Deloitte resume format for the year 2024. As we know that we had just recently discussed that Deloitte has announced its off-campus hiring for analyst trainee role. Yes, they have announced their hiring for 2024 batch for this particular placement quarter, and they have also provided a proper resume structure that they need in order to get through the shortlisting format. Right, so let's talk about it because we want you to get shortlisted in the resume section and then move forward to the online assessment as well. So we are going to talk about the resume format, just give you quick tips and tricks on how you should be formatting your resume so that it is according to the Deloitte's guidelines and it gets shortlisted in the ATS shortlisting process, right? So let's move forward with that. Now Deloitte has clearly stated all of the recruiting processes that they'll be taking forward this particular hiring. So they are starting off with the registrations. Once you're done with the registration, if you haven't already registered, the registrations links and everything will be there in the description. So make sure you go and get it done. The registration dates are going to be closing soon, right? Once that step is done, the second step for you is shortlisting. So you will have to make sure that the resume gets shortlisted in this particular phase if you want to move towards the third, the fourth, and the final stage, right? And this is what we're going to talk about. So resume shortlisting, now there are multiple guidelines that Deloitte has provided. So let's quickly go through that first, and then we'll go through what we have for you, for the resources that we have for you to prepare your resume so that it gets shortlisted. Now, as you can see from this particular page, this is the main page for resume for the Deloitte hiring. And as you scroll down onto it, you can see this particular section, the tips and resources section, and how to create a great resume. All right. Once you click on that, you will be redirected towards this particular PDF. Now, Deloitte has provided the proper guidelines and the methods or the steps that they or the information that they want you to include in your resume. All right. So we start off. Let's quickly just read through the entire PDF, take our time, understand what they want, because this is going to be a last chance to get placed in Deloitte this placement quarter, right? So let's quickly go through it one by one. So how to create a resume? Resumes are meant to give a brief overview of experience and skills and highlighted accomplishments. In your resume, include targeted content. This is going to be the most important part. All right, include targeted content that is specific to the job that you are applying for, and let it be simple and concise. That means we are talking about tailoring your resume according to the job description and the job requirements. That means that if the job qualifications require you to have the knowledge of only C and C++, even if you have the knowledge of Java and Python, try to skip on those because you don't have to brag on your resume. You have to make yourself a suitable candidate, and for that you only need the qualification that is absolutely needed. You don't have to add on extra information to look extra smart. That is only going to make you look over smart and overqualified, and you will be rejected. Right? So only stick to the point which is absolutely the target for you. So hit the target at the point and you're not going to miss the chance of getting placed. Right? So tailoring your content, your resume according to the job description is very important. Keep that in mind. All right. Next is, so what should you include in your resume? That is the most important thing. How can you make your resume a targeted content resume, and which is also simple and concise, right? So we're going to quickly take a look at the guidelines that they have provided us. Resumes typically have four basic sections. The first is a profile and the overview. The second is the skills and the achievement section. Third is experience, and the fourth is education. Now, how are you going to place all of these four sections, which is profile, overview, skills and achievements, experience, and education? How are you going to place in your resume systematically or chronologically so that it gives a proper overview of what your personality or your professional career is? So, right. So let's quickly see what they want from you. So sample resume. Now we have a sample template for you on how this particular image, this particular blank image can be seen on a written image, right? So we have a document for you that we have prepared absolutely for you. You will be getting the link of the same in the description box. So you can take a look at that, all the information that you will have to provide, and then create a template of your own. We also have some sample templates from which you can take an idea of. We are going to talk about it all. Don't worry, just keep watching this video until the very end to not miss any important pointers. All right. Now, as you can see, it says the first thing that it needs is start at the top of your resume. So the header of your resume should be the banner, should speak words and should speak intellectual words, so that the interviewer or the resume overviewer or the reviewer, whoever sees the resume, is is interested and reads the process forward, right? So start at the top of your resume, provide your name, contact information, including valid email address. Now, provide your name and contact information is fine, but including valid email. So they have added this point, valid email address, which means that the email address which is active. Now, people, what they do is they provide their college email addresses, they provide their stagnant email addresses, which they don't even open the mails for. Don't do that. Open a valid email address. Do not make any spelling error. So your last thing before submitting your resume should be a proofreading, and that is the most important point. Why? Because most of the times what happens is we type S or R in place of other alphabets, whatever we want to, and that leads to a misinformation, right? So valid email address and a contact number at the top left corner. Now they want it at the top left corner. As you can see over here, this particular part, this top left corner is very important. So what do you have? You have your name, you have your contact ID, and you have your email address. Now, you can also add your LinkedIn profile. But what is most important when you're adding a LinkedIn profile? The LinkedIn profile, whichever the actual LinkedIn profile on LinkedIn should be updated, right? So your LinkedIn profile should be updated. Right, this is the first step. It should not have any misinformation that you provided in your resume. And second, you should always link this particular LinkedIn ID with the actual link, so that whenever the person clicks on the LinkedIn ID, it redirects himself or herself to the main LinkedIn page, to the main LinkedIn account, right? So always link your LinkedIn ID with the main ID. All right, that is very important. Make sure you do that, because that shows professionalism. If you want to look professional, link your LinkedIn ID whenever you're writing it. Now, you can choose to attach a passport size professional photograph at the top right corner. Again, as we've just done over here, you can choose to add on your particular photograph over here, right? So as you can see, we have added this particular photograph here. You can add your, now photograph should be a formal photograph. It shouldn't be something that is very vibrant, with a vibrant background, with a scenic background. No, it should be a formal photograph with a minimal background. Let's say a beige color or a white color background would do best. And yourself should be a passport size photograph, right? So it should be like a very formal with a shirt or a white shirt. Don't wear neon and pinkish shirts. Please wear very subtle shirts, or whatever you want to, with a collar. That looks very professional, and it should be clear. So you should have a proper headshot starting from the top of your head until your chest, right? This shoulder part, it should be there. That is a professional photograph if you want to look professional on your resume, right? You can choose to add a photograph. If you choose not to, even that's fine. You should only have your information on the top left corner. All right, so that is the starting of your resume. Next, immediately below your contact info, immediately below, add your contact information. Immediately below your contact information, consider providing a resume introduction or objective, a crisp summary that showcases your strengths and career objectives. Now, for example, as we've added here, to learn and gain new experience while utilizing my interpersonal skills to help achieve personal goal. Excellent analytical and developmental skills for a software engineer role. Looking to work for a dynamic organization with opportunities for career growth. Quick learner and problem solver. Now we have added multiple keywords in here. What are those keywords? Just quickly see. To learn and gain new experience. So your motive of applying to this particular job is clear. You want to learn and gain new experience. Why? Because you want to utilize your skills. So utility is there and learning is there. All right. Excellent analytical and developmental skills for a software engineer role. Now you are also targeting your skills. You're relating your skills with the role that is provided to you. So it's an analyst trainee role, which requires you to be a good engineer. Now, what does an engineer need? An engineer needs analytical and developmental skills. So you're relating your skills with the job role. All right. Looking to work for a dynamic organization with opportunities to grow. That means whenever you're applying to a particular company, that means you see the company as a dynamic organization where you have growth opportunities. right? Lastly, quick learner, problem solver. So you're giving a quick push to your profile and saying, I'm a quick learner and I'm a problem solver. So throw me a problem and I'll give you a solution, right? So that should be your motive. That should be your aim to hit the target at the interviewer, right? That should be your objective. So keep your objective or keep your summary very crisp, very short, but to the point. Nothing extra, nothing additional. All right. The third pointer is highlight your skills. Provide a list of keywords that capture your technical, behavioral, and competences. All right. For example, now we have for technical competencies, consider adding Java, C++, and so on. For behavioral skills, consider adding leadership, team player, and so on. So they have soft skills and they have technical skills. Understand that soft skills right now in the market are making the trend. So if you don't want to miss out on the soft skills and the technical skills, make sure you provide both the skills in your resume. For technical competencies, add whatever technical skills you have. For example, great knowledge in DSA, Java, C++, and whatever skills you have. And similarly, go towards the soft skills as well. Maybe let's say a good communicator, or let's say a good team player or a team leader, or management skills, right? Those are behavioral competencies. Make sure you balance both technical and soft skills together in your resume. That is going to make a balanced resume and not a biased resume. All right. Moving towards the fourth point that they have is provide educational details. Now, after providing your information, provide a crisp summary and then provide your technical skills as we have over here. So don't directly include education, but first provide your technical skills and your soft skills over here. All right. So you can also add your soft skills section over here. As you can see, we just have it. Let's just quickly also add soft skills, because since they have mentioned, we can add over here. So we can write behavioral skills, right? Let's say, for example, you can write here a leadership, or a team player, or a communicator. Let's say great communicator, or a good listener. Even that is a great skill. All right. Or let's say we can also write disciplined and management. Disciplined, and let's just write, let's just quickly spawn upon some, let's just write disciplined and punctual. So these are some of the soft skills or behavioral skills that you can include. After the skills, we have the educational qualification as prescribed by Deloitte. So provide educational details. This section of the resume is for your education or additional information as well as other relevant credentials. Consider starting the list from the most recent qualification. Provide the name, percentage or CGPA alongside each qualification. So let's quickly take a look at this particular template. What you can do is provide education qualification. The latest or the most recent qualification should be on the top. All right, that means if you are a master's student, your master's should come first, then your bachelor, then your 12th, and then your 10th. If you are a bachelor student, then your bachelor degree should come first, then should come your 12th, and then should come your 10th. That should be your education. So chronology should be from the recent to the oldest. All right, that should be a chronology. Add your stream, your duration, and your percentage or CGPA that you've obtained. All right, so point after point you can add that. Done. That is the educational details are done. Next up on the board is your positions of responsibility, certifications, projects, and any relevant work. Now, this means your internships if you've done any, your projects if you've done any, your certifications if you've done any, right? So if you have any kind of certification, project, responsibilities, please add that section right under your educational section. Now, how can you do that? Add the name of the certification. Just speak 1 or 2 lines of what you have done there. Now, when you write what you've done, that always try to add numbers to it. Let's say, for example, I increased the revenue to 20%. Right? So whenever you are adding this particular number, right? Just a minute. I increase the revenue with 20% by doing this, by doing XYZ. So what happens is you have a number to quote that I did this and it had this level of impact. So I, let's say, introduced a system of management and it increased the revenue or increased the consumer effectivity, or let's say employee productivity to 20% than normal. So what you're doing is you're providing number, and numbers always click to the eyes, right? So topper of semester, this, how, what did you do? What was your percentage? Clear this scholarship exam with these many scores, right? Or certificate in this skill. So what certificate did you do? How long was the certification? That has to be added. Now, if you're a master's student, make sure, or a bachelor student, and you've done any project, proper mini project or a proper project file, make sure you add that here as well. And quickly just give a snippet of what did you do. All right. So that is again quite important to showcase your skills, showcase your certifications and your achievements. This section is going to be the one that is going to show how interested you are to build a professional career, right? Because the more interested you are, the more number of certifications would you be doing, right? If you're not interested, if you're not serious about your career, you would just leave everything alone. So try to add more internships to your resume, and not just for the sake of adding, have practical experience for it as well, because you will be asked questions from there. All right. The last section is other languages known, which is optional and relevant interest or hobbies. This is an absolutely optional section. If you want to add your hobbies, please go ahead and add them. If you don't want to, you can absolutely skip on them. I would suggest, even if you're adding a hobby, know how that hobby is going to help you in a professional system. For example, let's say that you love to read books, right? Or let's say that you love to play basketball. How is it going to help you in a professional career? Because basketball helps you to know the coordination between the team members, right? Because single player cannot win the game. It has to be a player's game, multiple players game. So it helps you to understand coordination. It helps you to understand discipline, because for sportsmanship you have to be very disciplined with your diet and your health. So it teaches you discipline. So your hobbies should always relate with your professional career, how it is impacting your professional career in a good sense. All right. If you have that example, if you have that relevancy, add your hobbies, no issues. But if you don't have any, if it's just like I'm eating and drinking and sleeping, please don't add those hobbies in your resume. Try to skip on those. Right. So that is how you should be following a proper ATS Deloitte friendly resume, because they have provided proper sample resume steps to you. So do not miss out on this. Please provide relevant information. We also have an absolute important page for you, right? Just give me a second. I'll just drop in the page over here as well. Okay. All right. So here's the page, the link of which will be provided to you in the description again. So you can quickly come over this page and see the format that they have added. So we have added this format, how you should be providing the important information, basic information, summary, skills, educational details, other accomplishments, and miscellaneous. All right. So once you are here, you also have a resume preparation dashboard, which teaches you on how you should be, what words should you add, how or which word is going to impact the reader or the interviewer more than the other words, right? Just knowing these steps is not enough. You should know how to present all of the information in a proper visual format, right? That is also important. So we have these 6 steps discussed as Deloitte has given to us. So that is going to be the first step. So make sure that this step is clearly sorted for you before you move towards the second step, because if you're not shortlisted in the first step, there's no use having good knowledge of coding or aptitude, because you're not reaching that step, right? So please try to make sure that you complete this step with utmost honesty. Now, I'm just quickly going to give you just easy tips and tricks over here. Always keep latest information on the top that we've already decided and discussed. That always keep the important information on the top. Even if you're stating internships, try to add the most important internship on the top and then the older ones. Same goes with the project. The latest project should come on the top. Same goes with the certifications. All right, skip using buzzwords. Now buzzwords, you can quickly Google what are buzzwords for your resume and try to skip those words. These are just created, invented, led, innovated. Try to skip on those, but those are buzzwords that interviewers are, they don't want to hear those words. Try to provide more valuable and measurable impact while stating accomplishments. Like I told you, try to add more numbers to your accomplishments and your experiences so that it picks up the eye. Keep your resume between 450 to 600 words. That's going to be the optimum size, optimum number of words. Don't try to exceed those or go beyond those words. All right. Do not provide any misinformation or excessive details. If you provide any misinformation and if they find it out during the interview or during the shortlisting process, you are going to be rejected on the spot. Provide links to your profile, certificates and projects. Like I told you, try to link your LinkedIn ID with the main profile. Try to give certification links as well, so that whenever the interviewer clicks on it, the certificates are opening up to them or the projects are opening up to them. That shows your seriousness and your eagerness to get selected. Right? Include both soft skills and technical skills. We've already discussed that try to include both the skills and balance your resume instead of making it a biased resume. All right. So those were all the information that you need to start preparing yourself for Deloitte. The very first step that you need after the registrations. We also have a complete resume preparation course for you on PrepInsta Prime. So if you want to take a look on the resume preparation course, you can come on to PrepInsta Prime, and then once you are here, you can quickly just scroll it down. After crossing up the entire aptitude section, the track section, you come down to the interview plus section and you have this resume building course. Once you click on this resume building course, we have everything for you on how a resume should look like, what a resume should help you out with, the do's and the don'ts, the pros and the cons, and everything is there. So make sure that you take a look at this resume course and then prepare for yourself. We also have multiple templates over here. If you wish, comment down in the video if you want to get the templates as well. We're going to quickly give you templates and you can pick up all of the information that you've assembled here, assemble your information here, and then pick up a good template that suits your information and transfer it to them, right? So that is going to be your A to Z task for the shortlisting process. Also make sure that whenever you're transferring this data onto your resume, you skip onto these because you don't want to get caught, right? So yes, that was all about resume building and Deloitte resume format. So we hope that you create all of this. Make sure that you drop a comment onto us that you were successfully, your resume was shortlisted and our video helped you out. If you like this video, make sure you share it with your friends so that they also know what resume format Deloitte wants to accept, so that they don't miss out on the shortlisting process. Thank you so much for watching this video. Also make sure that if you want to know more about Deloitte, you subscribe to our YouTube channel and you also click the notification bell so that you don't miss out on any important updates. And don't forget to connect with us on our social media platforms. The links of the same will be there in the description box, talking about giving you latest information about Deloitte and the other hirings that are going to come if they come for this particular placement quarter. Also, we are creating more Deloitte sample templates. If you wish to have more templates, we'll be keeping up, we'll keep updating the link. So make sure that you keep checking the description and we are going to update the links over there. Alright, so thank you for watching this particular video. See you soon for the next video.